Hello, and welcome to Redstone for the Average Steve. This is going to be episode 1, and we're going to go over the 5 basic ways you can send a redstone signal. Just the 5 basic mechanisms. I know there's other ways, but we're starting from the very beginning, and these are the 5 out-of-the-box Minecraft triggers. That's what I'll call them. So they're ways to trigger a redstone signal. And all of these triggers will send a signal to all of the surrounding blocks, the ones that are directly touching them. So the first one here we've got is a stone button. Stone button will send a 1-tick pulse to all the surrounding blocks. So when I press this, the light will come on for 1 tick. The wooden button, however, will send a 3-tick pulse. So if I press this, you'll see 1, 2, 3. So if we compare the two, 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's not exactly 3 seconds, but it's 3 ticks in Minecraft. The other interesting thing about wooden buttons is that if you, if you shoot a wooden button with an arrow, it'll go on. But if you shoot a stone button with an arrow, nothing will happen. And those buttons will stay, well, the wooden button will stay on until that arrow is removed by either a player picking it up or the arrow despawning. So if you shot that button with maybe an infinity bow, then that button would stay on until that arrow despawned, because you can't pick up infinity arrows. The other thing that's good to know about buttons, which I'll probably get into more uses for the buttons later on in more specific videos, but if you're going to make a door to your house and you're having trouble when you press that button, you can't get in that door in time for it to open, especially if you're on a server where you've got a bit of lag and stuff, try using a wooden button. That'll give you a couple extra ticks to get in the door. That's just a quick little tip there. But obviously the stone button might look a little nicer, depends on your build, but if your functionality is more important to you, use a wooden button for getting into doors and stuff. Okay, so now we'll move on to the 2 basic pressure plates. Both are still made out of the same material as the button and the 2 buttons there, sorry. And the way these work is when a player is on top of them, or a mob is on top of them, it sends a pulse to the surrounding blocks. Not a pulse, sorry, a redstone signal. And if you step on a wooden pressure plate, same thing happens. The difference with a wooden pressure plate, though, just like there's a difference with the wooden button, when an item lands on top of it, it'll set it off. Where if you toss an item onto a stone one, nothing will happen. And it doesn't matter how many pieces are on there, it'll send the same signal. Doesn't matter. Same thing with the stone. If a mob steps on top of this or another player, the signal will go on. The way you can use that, I guess, would be if you had some kind of mob grinder set up. Mob dies, stream drops their items, and then an item just falls on this. Let's say you're in the other room over there and you see, oh, there's lights on. That means that your stream, there's items waiting for you on this. You can come pick them up. I mean, that's not as useful now because we've got hoppers, and we'll get into those again later. But that's one use for the wooden pressure plate. Okay, and then the final one we'll go over in this video will be the lever. The way levers work is they'll be sitting in an off position, and when you turn them on, they'll send a signal to the surrounding blocks, and it'll stay on until I come back to this and I right click that. So there's the lever. Okay, so I hope you liked the first video. See you next time.